right, hello world.
Hi,
I'm Allie.
I'm Amy.
And we are Lost Our Needles. We are a YouTube channel primarily about cross stitch. If you are new here, welcome. We are happy for you to join us. And if you're returning,
We're even more thrilled.
because that means we haven't scared you off.
Yes. Or bored you.
Yeah, so it's been about 3.5 weeks since our last video.
Yes.
You have a lot to share. What have you been up to?
Well, as I shared on our last video, my sister and brother-in-law from Florida came for a visit for a week. And then my brother-in-law went back to Florida because he had to go back to work. And then my sister and I traveled to Hawaii. Her son is stationed at Schofield Barracks in the middle of Oahu. So we went and spent a week so we could spend some time with him and just spend some time together. And we stayed up on the North Shore, right around the corner from the pipeline where they do all the major surfing in the winter. We were on some place called Sunset Beach, which describes it beautifully. We saw perfect sunsets every night we were there. We had a wonderful time. It's just awesome spending time with my sister. We both get together. We both like to eat. We both like to read. We talk, but we're kind of quiet too. It was just peaceful. We did a lot of stuff, but my favorite thing besides spending time with my sister and her son, my nephew, we got to swim with turtles quite a bit while we were over there. We found some beaches that have a lot of reef and stuff growing in the reef, which is what attracts them. And they're just all over the place. And it was just amazing.
I think we got texts from her 3 or 4 different times across that week saying, I saw turtles, I swam with turtles, I saw 8 turtles today.
Yeah, and the tropical fish, it was amazing. And then of course all the good food. And my sister loves food. She loves creating or cooking. She enjoys making new foods. They rarely eat the same thing twice. But I actually got to introduce her to something she had never had before, which when my son was stationed in Hawaii, he introduced us to it. Acai bowls. She had never had them before. She'd been wanting to try them, so I introduced her to those, and she fell in love with them, of course, because they're tasty, yummy.
That might have to be my lunch today.
Yeah, and then we found a really cool place to eat shaved ice, which is phenomenal over there. So not to mention all the other good food that we ate. We had a wonderful time.
Good.
And then some dear friends that I used to work with up in Ann Arbor at the hospital, labor and delivery, they're down here for A1 conference. And we got together Friday night when they came into town. And then I'm meeting them again today for a late lunch along with an OB that we used to work with, who I haven't seen in years. She retired, moved down here, and we didn't even know it. So looking forward to that this afternoon. And I think that's it. And then just staying busy with stuff around the house and church and volunteering. And you've been a little busy too. What have you been up to?
Yeah, school ended. Kids graduated. That was really, I got to see a lot of former students at the graduation, which is cool. Had like a week off to kind of unwind. I did a lot of cleaning, stitching, reading, and then I just got back on Sunday.
Napping.
I took a couple hard naps.
Yes.
But then I went to Kansas City, Missouri. One of the subscribers asked, it was Missouri, to read AP US history tests. And let me tell you, they don't mess around. I think I read I have an exact number, 532 essays over the course of 7 days. And I was one of the slower ones, being my first time. And it's 8 hours of grading essays. I would get back and I would be brain dead.
Really intense.
I did a little bit of stitching while I was there, but even just a simple pattern was just beyond my concentration levels. But it was a really great learning experience. Kansas City is actually a really cool city. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
There was like a book and bar tavern area, walking distance from the convention center and our hotel. That was really cool. We got to try some of like the Kansas City barbecue. Our hotel was right next to the World War I museum. And so a bunch of US history teachers, they AP arranged for the museum to stay open late for us.
That was nice.
And so where they're supposed to have like 400 people, I think they had 800 teachers in this museum. It was really crowded, and I was brain dead, so I didn't get to read nearly anything. I just observed, and they had like trenches set up so you could see what the trenches looked like. They had a real like tanks and guns. So like I have a picture of me with like the arm span out. I'll include it in the picture that I took, not to look great for me, but so my students can see just like the span of some of these guns.
Yeah.
The tanks were actually smaller than I thought they would be. So it was just a really cool experience. And the weather, I was about ready to pack. Those of you that move and live in the Midwest, Kansas City, you almost had a new neighbor. I was ready to like pack up and move because the weather in the evenings was wonderful.
That is what we miss about living in Arizona, is it just does not cool off down here.
Yeah, so it was a really good trip. Met some really cool people. But yeah, now I'm back and just ready to get some stuff done around the house.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get started on stitching. You had a new start.
I did. So I think I mentioned last time that I signed up for the Tiny Modernist Sweet Summer Stitch Along, because it's all about beach, which is, again, as you know, my heart place, which is why I live in the desert. My husband was not a beach person, and he didn't want to live someplace where salt, because, you know, it takes a lot of upkeep when you live by the ocean, and he just really didn't want to be there. So we compromised, and his sisters were here. So he did the best. You know, we moved here with having a pool. So that was the compromise, which I'm very happy with, because it's too hot to bloody walk in the morning anymore. When you're getting up at 6:37 and it's already 80+ degrees, you don't walk, you don't go outside. So luckily the pool is long enough that, I can swim laps. It's not a lap pool, but as long as I consistently keep going, I get a good workout in. So I've started swimming laps again for 2-3 weeks now, which is good. So anyway, so back to stitching, squirrel. So the Tiny Modernist, the Sweet Summer Stitch. So they've released 2 of the 3 patterns. The last piece will be released July 1st. And I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am having a blast stitching this. So here's what it is so far. This is the pattern. And it is just, I love the colors. They're my colors. The pattern is fun. I'm probably 90% done with the first month's release. So this is what I've got so far. And it is so much fun. The whole VW, surfboard, palm trees. I was up on the North Shore, and this was the whole week we were there. You saw old VWs, surfboards everywhere. I mean, it's just surfers. My sister and I went to rent some, I have to share this, sorry, because it's so funny. We get over there and we're all a little stressed out. We've been traveling, you know, we're in the middle of the country, people, you know. We get over there, we go rent some snorkels. We're still in this stressed out, just getting here, trying to get things all settled for the week. We walk into the North Shore surfing, and we're greeted by this guy. He's in his 40s. He's probably been surfing since he was 2. And he's going, "Yo, ladies, how's it going?" And it's like, well, it's going great, but you know, we're settling. He goes, "Oh, just chill. We got you. We got this." And it's like, we'd like to rent snorkel gear for the week, you know, and we need. And he's going, "Yeah, it's cool. We gotcha." And it's like, okay, we need. He goes, "Just take a big, deep breath, ladies." And you know what? By the end of the week, we were all kind of like, yeah, it was just so much more relaxed. It was like, we'll take care of it when you return it. It was like the most relaxing thing, and it was exactly what we needed.
We all need a little bit of island time.
We all need island surfer kind of chill. It was just awesome. Met some lovely people. Anyway, so I just have done this in the week and a half I've been back, right? Yeah.
And what fabric is it on?
Oh, yes, I do have that. It is, sorry, gotta get my readers. So it's on the Color and Cotton 32 count Boardwalk Belfast linen.
How perfect is that it's called Boardwalk?
Yes, because that's what all this is. And I'm just using all the call for threads because they're absolutely perfect. And I am just having a blast stitching that. So that's my new start. I got a lot done in a week and a half. It's like, I don't want to do anything else but that. There's a lot of stuff I should be doing, which I'm kind of getting done, but it's like, I can't wait till after dinner because I don't allow myself to stitch until after dinner. Otherwise I won't get anything done. So,
okay.
Anyway, so that's my new start. The only one I've really started.
I have 2 new starts. The first one is the Erin Elizabeth American flag that so many people are stitching. So if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. And so I've been working on like the blue piece. I'm using the called for dinky dyes, which has been a really cool experience. I think I like them. Like they're really soft. I don't know if I see too much of a difference between silks and like fancy floss, but they're really soft, so I enjoy them. And so I'm doing it on the called for fabric, which is like a smoky white Belfast linen, or is that
That's a pretty linen. That's gonna be nice.
So it's the only struggle I have with it sometimes is because you'll have like the wider like rows where it's like a wide piece, just trying to figure out how to best piece it together so you don't have like long strings across the back. But I've been having a lot of fun stitching it. It's really pretty. It's coming along pretty quickly.
Looks nice. Your stitches, you do such a good job with your stitches.
Thank you. And then if you follow us on Instagram, which is also Luster Needles, I posted a survey right before I left for Kansas City asking which cross stitch project I should take. And you guys all said something new, and most of you, it was close between the Erin Elizabeth but you guys voted for the Primrose Cottage Patriotic Quaker. And then it was really cool because while I was in Kansas City, you could tell we're all in just like the trenches because we were there for D-Day, the 80th anniversary of D-Day. And
with how many history teachers?
Yeah, thousands. They were saying something about 4,000 teachers were there that week to grade essays. And for every one person teacher in person, they have like 2 reading from home.
Oh my goodness.
Like there's something like 2.5 million responses that need grading over the summer. So we're still grading from home this week, but it was really cool because Joy from the Carolina Stitchers, and it's like OMG Stitches. I don't think that's right, but I'll include it in the notes at the bottom. They started in hashtag honor D-Day Sal 2024. And so I was like at dinner after grading and I saw that. I was like, perfect, I'll start that tonight and join them on that. So I started the Patriotic Quaker.
In honor of D-Day.
In honor of D-Day. Oops, nope. It's like that.
There we go.
So I'm doing the called for. Mom got like the finishing pack for me. So it's the called for color and cotton flosses, but then it's on Fabrics by Stephanie's Caramel Macchiato. And so I love the Quakers. I think they're fun stitches.
They are fun.
I did a lot of the stitching honestly on the plane, because by the time I got back from the hotel, I was doing like maybe 2 strands and I only stitched like 2 of the 7 nights.
I would imagine after reading tests all day, having to think about the counting,
yes, that
would be tiring.
So if you want to join us for the honor, like it's the 80th anniversary, it was a huge sacrifice for those guys. So hashtag honor D-Day Sal 2024. Oh, and the cool thing is I'm going to change it up just a little bit. Down here at the bottom, it says, there we go, 1776. I'm actually going to change that to 1944, the year of D-Day.
Okay.
I'm going to take they had like 2024 in their spring Quaker. So take the 1 and the 4 from that one and then chart out a 9. You said you might have had a Primrose Cottage.
I have a Primrose Cottage number chart. I forgot to look that up. We'll do that when we're done filming today.
So I just thought since I'm stitching it in honor of D-Day,
yep,
put the year of D-Day on this and kind of just commemorate it that way.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So I think it'll be fun. It'll be the first time I've like changed numbers like that, so I'll have to make sure that it all fits. But I'm pretty excited about that. And those are my new starts.
Okay.
So then this was your whip, but you also have a different whip as well, correct?
This was my new start, and then I've been working on 2 other things.
Perfect.
So those of you who've been following us know that when I travel, I always take the Zuka, my Zuka. which is by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks. Yes, the Zucca. And I'm doing it on a 28 count Glacier Cashel. And I've changed, you know, everything about, well, I didn't change the stitching, but just the colors. But anyway, so I was stitching on this in Hawaii and of course, you know, had to do some ripping, but I've made some progress coming down this side.
Put up a little bit higher.
Yeah, coming down this side. So slowly but surely, it's starting to look like a pumpkin. You can tell what it is, and I love it. And this weekend, the girls and I are headed up to Flagstaff. Our niece, the needle minder is just the ocean, period. It's beautiful. We're heading to Flagstaff. My niece, Drew's niece actually, but my niece and goddaughter is getting married to a lovely young man this weekend. So we're heading up this for a long weekend. We've all rented a big house together and we're all going to stay together and just have a big family celebration celebrating Kelly getting married. So because it's so easy to travel with because it just takes 2 colors. So that's, although I'd rather be working on the Tiny Modernist because it's so much fun, but I want to get the Zucca done. So,
and then your other one?
And then the other one I've been working on, which again, you all know about, those of you who've been following me for us from the beginning, is the Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place, which again, I'm having so much fun. I don't even know. I've gotten most of this piece, the lower sails done. And now before I move on to do any more cross stitching anywhere else, I'm going to do all the back stitching for this because this piece does have a ton of back stitching, although it almost doesn't need it, but I'm absolutely loving it and having fun with it.
I think you could get away with no back stitching if you really didn't want to.
Yeah, but I'll try it and see what I think because I think it'll just show up the shading better. And anyway,
I still love that fabric.
I love this fabric. I'm just having fun with this.
It's called Bang by, I can't remember who.
Cashel. Yep.
I thought it was by
Bang by Cashel Linen.
Okay.
And the only place you can really get it though is when you go to Glendon Place because it was specifically created for the Poltergeist Pirates. So if anybody's interested in that fabric, you need to go to Glendon Place and take it from there. So.
I feel like you should join in with the stitch along that, is it Joy from the Carolina Stitchers and the 2 Needles Pulling Thread? They have like a Glendon Place stitch along.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to look into that. But anyway, I'm having fun working on that too. I'm just not looking forward to all the back stitching. So I figured if I do the back stitching as I complete a section, and I think a couple of you recommended that too, then it's not so overwhelming at the end doing all the cross stitching or the back stitching.
I actually have no whips. I only
just
have
your
the
new
starts.
Okay.
So, but I have fully you have a finish.
I have a finish.
And then
so
I have a couple fully finished.
Let me just throw the finish
in.
I
do have a finish, but it's a fully finished too. So.
Yep. Okay. So let me just do the finish. And I know most of you already know about this because I was working on them. So I had these two finished. Mm-hmm. But then I added just the tiny little ornament piece at the end. I finished that up just before I left for Hawaii. And I haven't had a chance to finish it up yet. It's the I Dream the Wild Salt Air by Hands On Design. And I did it on Belfast Light Mocha 32 count linen with all the called for colors. And now when I get done, when we get back from the wedding, I'll sit there and fully finish it. Especially the one I think I'm not dreading, excited about, but need to really be able to focus my brain on is this piece.
It's like the biscornu.
Because it's kind of a biscornu. You put all the points together and you sew them together, and I've not done anything like that. So it's like I need to have time to not be distracted by things coming up. That's just the way my brain works. It's like, but I'm excited about getting them all finished, turning them into pillows, ornaments, whatever I choose to do. So it'll be fun. So anyway, that's my finish. I was hoping to get a couple of them fully finished when I got home from Hawaii, but unexpected friends, which always take precedence because
people are more important than stitching.
Yep, most of the time.
So last time I showed
Unless
you
it's
guys.
the IRS.
What? That's really random.
Yeah, just go. Fully finished objects, FFO. Ta-da!
Last time I showed you guys my Tiernan and Darna, I had a little bit of like the wing left, so I got that filled in and I got it framed yesterday. So I'm really excited. My friend is going to get it tomorrow. So I'm really excited. I get to start it again at some point for my sister, but
It turned out really
it's
nice.
from Niche Stitches on Etsy. And then the fabric is the Caramel Macchiato by Fabrics by Steph. So the same fabric that I'm using for the Patriotic Quaker. And I just wanted like a basic, simple frame because really the premise of the story is like they're like a warrior quadrant. They're not going to do something super fancy like.
Well, and it all brings your eye directly to the dragon, which is really cool.
So I'm really happy with that. And then last time we chatted, I finished Primrose Cottage's All American, and I had to insert a picture for that. I got that framed. So here we go. You might have seen this if you follow us on Instagram, but if not, here we go.
Turned out really cute, Allie.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's just cute. So that's been sitting on my shelf for all my decor. I did finish it in time for Memorial Day, so
it's up for 4th of July. Yes.
And then the last thing I finished this a while ago. I fully finished it yesterday. Was the
May I just
spring
insert
Quaker.
Your pillow making skills are getting much better.
Look at the seam and like the corners. I have corners, guys. So this is the Primrose Cottage Spring Quaker with the Called Floor floss, but it's on not Fiber on a Whim, Forbidden Fiber Co's 28 count Lucky Lugana,
which is so pretty, such a pale green.
And then we had mom got me the finishing kit. I wasn't ready to risk the brick-rack yet.
Yeah, that's an added skill that will come next.
Yeah, so I'm getting my pillow making skills down. So that was my other fully finished. So like I was on a fully finished making train since school got out. So that was fun.
It's been a good way for you to relax.
Yes, and organize my craft room and all of that good stuff. Craft room, office. I've been watching some Flosstube. Another perk of not having guests over and not being on vacation. I took that week and watched some. A lot of you guys had mentioned the Hathaway Stitchers, and it's like the sisters. They're two sisters that stitch together, and they were a lot of fun to watch. So thank you guys for those recommendations. Stitching by the Shore, Sarah's Stitchy Spot. I love her just because she is so positive.
Yes, she is.
I love Sarah. I love how you like celebrate other people's finishes, other people's successes, other people's like first times trying different fabrics and stuff.
Yes.
Like your smile lights up my day, your positivity. Like I love watching that channel. So if you haven't checked her out yet, enjoy. And then I checked out a new one yesterday, Lala D Stitches. She was a lot of fun. She just finished her first, I think she's been working on it for a long time, but her first Mirabilia. And that was gorgeous. And it made me really want to start our Aphrodite one.
Okay.
So that was fun. And then I watched Cam the Stitcher. She's a lot of fun. I like, because she does a lot of like the haunted kind of scary stuff that I personally wouldn't stitch, but it's a lot of fun.
Somebody else's work.
Behind her, she has like the haunted library stitch that I've seen some of you guys working on, but that's like in her background. So she was a lot of fun.
The daughter from Carolina Stitchers, wasn't she working on that one?
Maybe. There's also the haunted aquarium going around by the.
I think she was doing.
I think you might be
library.
Right. But she Emma Kay was also stitching the Stephen King house. That was really cool to see.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's not something I would stitch because I'm not a Stephen King, but Emma Kay loves all the scary stuff.
Yeah,
so
she loves
does
all
some
the
of that.
haunty, Halloween-y.
I think it's so great that her daughter's going to be born in October.
It'd be
with
really
all,
cool
like for
if it
all
was
of for someone who
October
loves
31st.
Halloween.
Yeah.
And then I was also watching like the Floss Boston Cousins, their episode where they lost power in the middle of the episode and just kept rolling. I loved it. And then
They're the roll with it kind of gals.
2 needles pulling thread. I think that's it. I've been trying to check out more people, but I've actually been keeping myself really busy since school got out.
And
so
I have to
fun.
honestly admit, I've not had a chance to really watch a lot of Flosstubes. Just a lot going on.
You
And
get Julie out of the house so you can watch them.
no, she wouldn't care.
Okay.
She wouldn't care at all.
You've
She
just been
stays
too busy?
Yeah, just staying busy and somebody's birthday's coming up.
She knows she has a cross stitch project
Oh,
coming.
okay.
She's figured that out because we got quiet. So for those of you that
It's a dead giveaway.
didn't watch our last one, I am doing a birthday stitch for my sister because she knows everything else she's getting from me, almost. But so I took her favorite book, and Forbidden Fiber Co. had a cross stitch project. I will name it down at the bottom, but I don't want to use the name right now and give it away.
Because she's in hearing distance.
But I got this.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't.
that's really coming along.
Can you go away for a minute? She just started walking out. I love you.
Yeah, whatever. That's the look she just gave. Whatever.
So it's called Absence and Desire. It's from a book series called A Discovery of Witches. This has been taking most of my time.
That is exquisite. It looks fabulous on that
I didn't
fabric.
give myself too much of a margin on top, which I'm kind of kicking myself for because turning it into a pillow is going to be a little
You
weird.
have enough. It'll be tight, but you'll have enough.
So I have 2 more astrological signs down at the bottom, and then it'll become a pillow. But that is going to be her like final. That's the one. Actually, she doesn't know she's getting the books either. But so that's been fun to stitch. It's been a lot, but like it's something I can't bring over here and stitch on.
No.
So it's been like I've been like sending pictures to mom or sending pictures to our friend who knows about it, and
It's gonna be.
I love the fabric. I wish I could tell you guys the name of the fabric. It was some random fabric from mom's stash, but the fabric is like perfect for it.
Yes.
So I even like couldn't take it out and set it out to like prepare for, because she was sitting across the counter from us when we started setting our stuff out. So I'm excited.
Yes.
She loves that series, so I'm excited for her to see the pillow.
She'll love it. She'll absolutely love it.
And then haul is our last little segment before we let you guys go.
I don't have a lot of haul. I just bought 2 new patterns. So when I was showing the Poltergeist last time, somebody really recommended one of the women who followed us, and I tried to find your comment to personally reach out to you. But I don't know, YouTube is so bizarre. It doesn't show everything. It's hard to find it. Anyway, one of you recommended the Cottage Garden Samplings, the Pirate, part of the Snowman Collector series. It's the snowman and a pirate ship, which is just stinking adorable. So as soon as she said that, and I went and looked at it, and it was like, dang nabbit, and I bought it because it's pirates. And y'all know that's my husband and I's, was my husband and I's thing, and I'll keep it going in his memory. And then the other one, this one just kept popping up, and it's just lovely. Anyway, it's a Summer Swan designed by Brenda Gervais. It's just kind of a beautiful little swan.
You should make
4th
that
of
for Rachel.
July. Why Rachel?
Because she's scared to death of swans.
Oh, yeah. My eldest niece, she's not old, but she is my eldest niece. When we lived up in Michigan, we had a pontoon boat. We kept it out on a little lake. And we also at the time had jet ski. The one you sat on, not anyway. It was Druid bought it when he was living in North Carolina. It was anyway, so we would take it out to the lake and have a blast with it. Anyway, so she was a teenager at the time, zipping around the lake, having a blast. And what she didn't realize is around the edges of the lake, there were families of swans. And she wasn't getting anywhere near them. She wasn't harassing them. But they were out swimming and she didn't see them. And she stopped and she was laughing and giggling about something. And all of a sudden we see Daddy Swan taking after her, and we're yelling and screaming at her, you need to get going. You don't realize how fast they're going until they really start pedaling. And this guy was catching up with her really fast, and we finally just started pointing, Rachel, you need to leave. You're scaring Papa Swan. And she turns around, and he's got like 3 or 4 feet, and he's ready to take a big bite out of her backside, and she just floored it. So to this day, we just tease her about swans because it scared the bejeebies out of her.
She's, honest to goodness, she's what, 8 years older than I am, and to this day she is still scared of swans. People tease her about it.
Yeah, because that guy got really close to her. Anyway, so that would be funny. I hadn't even thought of that when I got it. I just thought it was a pretty pattern. It is
really pretty.
Anyway, and then I got my monthly Fiber Co fabric, which is pretty. Color.
Who do you get? Oh no, you get the like Farmer's Attic.
Yeah,
right?
Farmer's Attic. They came in. But it's in my craft room under a pile, and didn't want to dig it out. That's a major job I got to do this summer, is really get my craft room organized. I've been making some cards, a wedding card, and then my son's birthday card. And anyway, so tell us about your.
So I got the latest novel notions from Forbidden Fiber Co. So if you're interested, every month she does a different type genre of book, and so the May novel notion was fantasy, and that's been like everything I'm about lately. So the book this month was Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is actually on my to be read list, so that was exciting to see. And then, oh crap, I put in the, sorry for the plastic if that's something that does not, I feel like some people feel like it's ASMR, where like it's calming to hear plastic crinkle, and then other people don't like it. But this is the pattern that came with it. So that's cool with like the little like hobbit door. And then just like, I love their flosses. Like she
does a good job curating their flosses. This is my favorite one.
Yeah, so that's just a lot of really pretty
turquoisey blue.
I like the green too. Yeah. And then probably my favorite thing from the kit,
besides the book, which was on your TBR list,
was the fabric.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's just not going to show up really well.
It's the 32, it's like 32 count linen, but it's like lunar. So it's kind of like this bluey gray light color with then like this brownish modeling. It's gorgeous.
It is. It's beautiful.
So I can't wait to stitch.
So many beautiful fabrics.
Yeah. I'm really, so my friends and I are doing like a fitness wellness challenge, but it's like the whole person. So it's like reading, an eating plan, working out, drinking water. It's like a whole person kind of thing. Yeah. We added Bible study to it. And so we each came up with like, what is going to be our prize for achieving this? And my sister and our friend that's doing it with us said they want the hydro jug like in the 40 ounce. So they're getting themselves another water bottle because that's exactly what
like Julie they don't already have 20,000 of them.
Julie has a shoe sleeve on the back of the pantry door filled with water bottles. But that's what they want.
She
like
needs
cool.
The second one.
I decided I'm going to treat myself to fabric from Bestitch Me. I've seen some of you guys with fabric from them. The modeling in it, the colors in them are just gorgeous. So if I make it the 45 days, that is going to be my gift to myself.
And how many days are you into it now?
Today is the 11th, so today is day 11.
Okay, so
it ends like 2 days before I report back to school.
Oh, okay.
But I kept with it while I was in Kansas City. I like walked from the hotel to the convention center every day.
Yep. All right.
That was cool. So that's really all we have here. What are your stitchy plans?
Stitchy plans is just to keep working on the tiny modernist. I'm just really enjoying it. And then kind of keep going on my poltergeist, finish my stuff up. But the more when you said talk about our Mirabilia
Aphrodite,
that one would be a fun one to stitch too. But again, it's like I've got 2 big projects going on, and I really don't want to start another 3rd big project until I get at least one of these done. So I'll keep working on those and then just do littles. I enjoy working on littles.
I do too. I kind of want to pull out the ornament one. I might pull that out for July, for like Christmas in July.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So if you go back to our earlier videos, I only started stitching in October. And my
She's
second...
never stitched before.
Not since like they taught us like cross stitch in like 3rd grade. I remember you coming in like teaching us, but it was a kind of a boring, I don't know. I wasn't into it then. It wasn't the most fun pattern. But so I did the crafty blue bonnet jack-o'-lantern, and then the second project I picked was this beautiful, huge ornament number 2 from Tinsel cross stitch.
How will you
on
remember?
Etsy. And I didn't realize just how big this was. So it's my version of the Poltergeist Pirate.
It was a massive project to be taking on for a brand new stitcher.
But you were like, oh, that's a great one.
No, I did try to say.
I don't think I had any idea what I was getting into.
Yes, you didn't.
So
it'll be lovely when it's done.
It'll be one of those I paid to professionally frame.
Yes, it will be.
But I've put it away for the last couple months just because I have all these other projects. And I want to do like the sunflower spool from Crafty Blue Bonnet. There's like all these things to stitch, and so I'm almost to the point like not enough time, like antsy.
No, there's not enough time, not enough.
Yeah.
There's so many cute patterns out there.
And yeah, so I'm trying to get my Patriotic stitching done.
Oh, so I just told Allie too, I just subscribed to the Primitive Punch and Needle. Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitches. Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitchers magazine. A lot of people have been talking about them. And then I follow Cherry Hill Stitcher on Instagram, and they had a mermaid pattern in there. And so that one's going to be really fun to do. And then turns out there's 3 or 4 patterns in there I want to do. So there's just not enough time in the day. I wish I could snap my fingers and the house was instantly cleaned. I wish I could blink my eyes and everything's perfectly organized. But if I stitched all the time, then I'd probably not enjoy it as much. Yeah. So kind of getting the other things done, and then that's my evening, is sitting down and stitching and watching Midsummer Murders or whatever.
I went on so I could have watched more Flosstube, but I went on a hardcore Star Wars kick.
Oh, did you?
I started with 4, 5, and 6, and then I was like, all right, let's continue it. So I did 7, 8, and 9. And then I don't like the first 3 because of how it ends, but I forced myself to go back and I watched 1, 2, and 3. Christian Anderson.
Christian.
No, but
something Christian something.
Obi-Wan, like younger Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon Jinn. And,
nobody likes those.
So like they weren't as bad, but like number 2, Anakin drives me crazy. Like I had to stop watching it because he was just whining. But then like my roommate, those are her favorites. She prefers 1, 2, and 3 to all the other ones. Now that might be because like she was born after the first one came out. But so anyway, so I did 1, 2, and 3, and then I went and did the Obi-Wan TV show.
Hayden
Christensen, maybe that's it. Hayden, not Christian Hayden, but yeah.
Something.
I did Obi-Wan, and that was really cool seeing like young Leia. And the end just breaks your heart, especially they got, who's the Taken, bless you.
Liam Neeson. They got him back for like a quick scene at the very end that had me in tears. And then I did Rogue One, and then I went back and started 4 again. But then I had to leave for Kansas City. Yeah. It's fun watching old movies that bring you comfort. I do that a lot.
Then I watched Greatest Showman the other night.
Music in that was incredible. Yeah.
And then Quest for Camelot last night.
Aww.
Most underrated non-Disney movie ever, Quest for Camelot. If you have kids or like grandkids that are anywhere in that era where they like the Disney movies, Quest for Camelot, The dragons are hysterical.
Yes.
The music is wonderful. It has like Pierce Brosnan voicing King Arthur. It has Carrie Ewells from Princess Bride voicing Garrett. Just phenomenal.
My kids watch that. Even my son, because, you know, it has dragons and it has sword fighting in it.
Yeah,
They all love that movie. They watched it. I can't tell you how many times.
So,
Okay.
if you stuck with us this far, thank you. I would honestly really love to hear what you guys are stitching. So post a comment down under on what you're stitching. I don't even know if you can post pictures, but if you can, post a picture.
Or at least the pattern you're working on, because we are always looking for fun new ideas. We don't need new stitching ideas,
yes,
but we can easily be suckered.
Collecting is one hobby, stitching is another.
Exactly.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. You know, if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe down at the bottom, wherever that is on the bar, and say hi. We look forward to your comments.
Yeah. Share with us what your summer plans are. Share with us
something
what you're stitching.
Share something about yourself.
Yeah.
And then if any of you guys are going to stitch west in October, definitely leave a comment down at the bottom, because let's start making friends now.
Yes.
Because I'm getting really excited.
Yes.
I know StitchCon, those of you that went to StitchCon A, I hope you guys had a blast. Those of you that are making your way to StitchCon B,
have a blast.
Have a blast. Keep posting those pictures, because that's a lot of fun to see. And thank you guys for joining us.
And happy summer. We're almost there. It's almost summer.
Stay cool.
Yeah. It's easier for most of you to do than it is for here. But anyway,
but they
happy
have the
summer.
humidity.
Yes, they have the humidity.
So
happy summer.
bye, guys.